All right, welcome to today's explainer. We've got a really powerful and honestly, a very personal story for you today. It's all about the small, quiet habits that can end up defining a lifetime of love. This comes directly from a husband's tribute to his wife, and I think it might just change the way you look at relationships. So let's dive right in. The story kicks off with this incredible declaration. Just think about that for a second. He doesn't just call her his partner or his love. He calls her a gift, an answered prayer, the most precious gift of his entire life. This really sets the tone for everything we're about to hear. This isn't just about a marriage. It's about a love he sees as something truly sacred. So where does a love story like this even begin? Well, it all starts with that very first impression. And as you're about to see, it wasn't some big, loud, dramatic movie moment. No, it was something much, much quieter. It was about him discovering this entire world he saw hidden in her eyes. I want you to just picture the scene, okay? It's a formal meeting. He describes her wearing a simple dupatta, a traditional scarf, and she has this slow, really gentle smile. Her eyes are downcast, a sign of modesty, but in that quietness, he feels like he sees everything. It wasn't a loud personality that grabbed him. It was this glimpse into an entire inner world filled with love, dignity, and just light. And then comes the moment, the thing that just seals the deal for him. And it's not some grand gesture, it's a simple, constant little habit she has. After anything and everything, she would just say, Alhamdulillah, an expression of gratitude to God. And it was that profound, quiet grace that just stopped him cold. As he says so perfectly, right then and there, my heart stayed there. So this foundation of gratitude, it carries right into their marriage, where, it gets tested by the everyday grind. The author shares this one story about an unexpected kindness that really shows the habit that wins his heart. Not just once, but over and over again. I mean, we've all been here, haven't we? He paints this picture of just a terrible day at work. He's exhausted, he's stressed out, and he's walking through the door, basically bracing for a fight or some kind of complaint. You know that feeling. His expectations are at rock bottom, totally colored by the stress of the day. But instead of the argument he was steeling himself for, he gets this incredibly gentle offer. Not a complaint, but a question coming from a place of pure empathy. It's so completely unexpected that it just shatters all his defenses. This simple act of care just makes him stop in his tracks and look at her and just wonder, how did I get so lucky? Now, that moment of kindness, it wasn't a one-time thing. It was actually a symptom of a much deeper, much more powerful habit. So what is it? What's this one powerful practice she has that wins his heart every single day without fail? This is it. He calls it the reconciliation ritual, and it is just a masterclass in choosing connection over being right. I mean, think about the discipline here. It doesn't matter what the argument was about. It doesn't matter who was right or wrong. Every single night she follows these 3 steps. She approaches him, she gives his hand a gentle kiss, and she says those simple words, asking for forgiveness. It's literally a system designed to dismantle ego before it can fester and cause real damage. And here's the dynamic this whole thing creates. On one side, you have his natural reaction to a fight. The ego, the stubbornness, the anger, the silent treatment. But her action on the other side is the perfect antidote. Reconciliation, gentleness, forgiveness. Her ritual isn't about deciding who won the argument. It's about winning back the relationship. As he puts it, her habit just erases his ego and shows him the way back to love. But of course, even a habit this strong was truly put to the ultimate test. He tells this story about one particular night where a fight really escalated. Both of their egos were at an all-time high, and that silence threatened to create a real, permanent distance between them. And you can just feel the tension building here. It starts with an argument in the evening, with both of them digging their heels in. Then comes that awful, heavy silence that just fills the house for hours. But just when it seems like ego has won the night, at 2 a.m, the door opens, and despite her own anger, she still comes to him. And just listen to what she says. This isn't a simple, I'm sorry. It's so much more raw and vulnerable. She actually admits she's angry. but she shows him that the anger itself is hurting her because it's separating them. That incredible honesty just completely shatters his ego. And in that moment, they both just break down in tears. And right there, out of those tears, they make this promise to each other. It's this powerful agreement that accepts the realities of life. Disagreements, or answers as he calls them, yep, they're gonna happen. Distance will sometimes creep in, but they promise each other that hatred will never be allowed in the door, and their hearts will never, ever be allowed to grow far apart. This becomes the new rulebook for their love. So the author moves from this deeply personal story to the universal lesson that's hidden inside it. He takes everything he's learned from Ayesha and offers it up as both a plea and a proclamation for all of us. He starts by sharing the powerful lesson his wife taught him through her actions, speaking directly from his heart to the women in the audience. This is the core of his plea. He's begging women to see that reconciliation is not a weakness. It's not surrender. It's actually a profound act of strength. It is the powerful, conscious choice to save a relationship from the destructive force of ego. This, he says, is the light of his wife, Ayesha, a light that is powerful enough to win a heart and build a home. But he doesn't put the burden of this only on women. Not at all. He pivots and offers an equally powerful piece of advice for the men who are listening. His message to men is all about recognition and just awe. He says, if you are lucky enough to find a woman like this, you should perform a prostration of gratitude, which is the ultimate physical act of thankfulness. Because a partner with this kind of emotional strength and wisdom isn't just found by chance. She is, in his own words, a gift from fate itself. And this brings us to the final, really challenging idea that ties this entire story together. You know, we're taught to think that winning means standing tall, being right, never backing down. But what if? What if, in the world of love, the greatest virtue is actually the strength to bow down, the strength to choose connection over ego? Because as this incredible story shows us, maybe, just maybe, the one who bows down first is the one who truly wins.